Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Good day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your agriculture update for this Wednesday, the 6th of February, 2019, 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. So where the stock market's going to finish, you can see the metals under a little pressure. The dollar was the culprit today, strong, and grains very quiet. You know, what the grains have to do now is they're marking time waiting for Friday morning's USDA report of world supply demand. That's going to be the whole thing. The market's going to look, try to play with the final numbers, see where it goes. You had a nice turnaround in all the energy markets, and until you take out today's lows, people are going to start talking that maybe this market's starting to base out here, ready to maybe move back to the upside. At least as a chartist, that's what I'm seeing. When I'm looking at the weekly area chart of closes on beans, they're up 4 cents for the week. They're still up and over the 18-week moving average. They've been in an uptrend. I don't think you can argue that. When we go to the daily chart, you can see the choppy trade that has developed. Up one day, down the next, just back and forth action that we're getting. And the pattern now has at least resolved itself to the fact that we have a higher high, and with today's action confirming a higher close yesterday and even a higher high today and a stronger close, that we've got a trade low. So it's not a trend. A trend, as I define it, if it's going to be a downtrend, is lower highs, lower lows. Now, taking out today's low and closing lower tomorrow, that could easily set up lower highs, and then you'd say that's a lower low. You're not there yet. You're in this middle of just a higher high, lower low. What if you just continue to rally? The market made a run yesterday towards what I call that line in the sand, the 18-day moving average of closes. You'll find often if you get away from the 18-day average, be it up at these numbers, it's not unusual to fight a battle back at it, and then you figure out what you're going to do next. It's an intersection point, but often it gets hit a lot when a market is looking for direction. You'll see that in some of the markets, like the cattle market coming up, I think. In terms of the momentum of the market, well, I'm going to define the momentum, if you will, or the bias. Maybe let's go with the word bias, because when you're over the 18-day average, I define the bias as up. The market went to the upper Bollinger Band, and that's what we're looking at here. That's this number and the black line here. The Bollinger Band is an algorithm designed by John Bollinger that keeps the market contained within it 95% of the time. Now, the art in using it is understanding the importance when a market's going sideways, or how wide the bands are, to see if this is going to be a resistance point and where's a support point going to come in. There's a skill to that, but it will stay within the band with no skills 95% of the time. It means 5% it steps out. Momentum, and that's the word I want to use here, is overbought. So you have a market that when any reading in the slow stochastics over 70 and both numbers aren't going sideways over 80, I define that as overbought. So I have an overbought market out of a trend. It's got a bias to the upside, and any close under 913 3/4 could set this market off on a downtrend. I mentioned the downtrend because if you just rally from here, you're not going to be in an uptrend. The chart pattern isn't there. In the meal market, you have the higher high, the lower low. You're approaching Bollinger Bands, and you are oversold. So I'm going to look for support to develop down at the lower Bollinger Band. Let's call that number the 308.30 zone. The resistance comes in two levels, the 18-day average and the 100, but unfortunately, you're not trending, and I don't know that the bears have anything to defend when you're oversold. As I've mentioned, the one market that's the unwind here has been the soybean oil, and it has stayed over that 18-day average, unlike meal, and it's made a new high for the move, in fact, and it's kept in embedded stochastic. Now, in embedded stochastic, if I'm correct, this is, both numbers are over 80, Both numbers were over 80 yesterday, and both numbers were over 80 on Monday. All you need is 3 or more days in a row of over that. And what that does is innately it turns the market to bullish. Now it loses that reading if the red line, which has a value right now of 92.60, closes back under 80. It would have to gain it the next day back. It's rare that it does, but on events it can happen. That would also be a sign that you've lost this upside swing. Here is a market that, like I'm telling you, I think I mentioned cattle was one of them that often hits the 18-day average. Not that the cattle hits it, the market's looking for direction. Will you tell me what corn is doing? This is what I would call sideways action. I imagine there are grain brokers ripping their hair out, trying to go, I'm not getting any follow-through when it breaks out. I'm not getting any follow-through when it comes down. It's got this crazy pattern. Well, the pattern's starting to show itself going into Friday's report. At least at this point, you have higher lows and a higher high. That is bullish. Momentum, it is flipping sideways a bit here. It is not overbought, but it's knocking on the door. Any number over 70, and the bias is up. Support's back at 378.25 to 378. The 100-day average in green, 18-day average of closes there. If traders buy that, they'll likely try to support the market without getting through this last break low. Let's assume it goes through that last break low. You'd end up, unfortunately, then with a pattern of a higher high and a lower low, no trend. So the only trend that can grab temporarily is the uptrend as I see it on the chart. In the wheat market, you still have the higher highs, higher lows. Battleground is the upper Bollinger Band down to support of the 100-day average. Trend is up, but overbought at this point in time. There's a lot of reasons wheat has been picking up. We're now one of the cheap wheat sources in the world. It wasn't that way for a very long time, but we're getting good wheat business right now. Sugar, like the other markets I said here, like the corn, keeps hitting this 18-day average of closes. It is trying to establish its uptrend right now. Unless you get back under these lows, if the market perks up and gets through 1293, it could easily be signaling it wants to make a run for the upper Bollinger Band. If it got over 1293 and then reversed back under today's lows, I'll come to you with that story, but I don't see that just yet. If it just broke from here without taking that number out, support's back at 1283 down to the 100-day average. In the coffee market, like the other market of corn, and we just looked at another market, look at how often you're hitting this number, the 18-day average. Look at how the Bollinger Bands are going sideways. It is from this type of setup that trends develop. So I'm watching to see what it is. Do we have a real trend at work? Well, let me show you. While the current arrows on the swing line are lower highs, there's also a legacy of higher lows. There is no trend. You've got a market looking for direction, keeps getting stymied at the 18-day average for support and the upper Bollinger Band for resistance. If it can clear that upper Bollinger Band, I would then look for the 109.25 area, the 100-day average of closes as resistance. Break through 103.25 because you already have the lower high. That could get the bears out of the woodwork and send you back down here. You're in the middle of no man's land. Cocoa's do or die time. The market went up, closed literally against that 18-day average, lost its embedded reading. Now, when you lose an embedded reading, notice yesterday the numbers, one of them came up to 23. If I go back, you'll see that the numbers prior to that, they were all having both numbers underneath 20. So when you lose that, what I say is the only time you can get it back is literally the very next day. And if you don't get it back, it is very common that the market make a run to the closest moving average. In this case, it had already hit the 100-day average. That wouldn't be the market in play. It would be the 18, and that's what it did today. If the market takes out 2193 tomorrow, well, then it breaks out, if you will, it stops the uptrend. But at this point, there's an uptrend with support back at the 100-day average at 2231. In the cotton, our old friend is sideways action in the Bollinger Bands and no trend. Higher high, lower and low. Not a trending market. Cattle, look at how many times you've been hitting this 18-day average, and in feeders doing it. The markets are looking for something to happen here. At least in the feeders, I could argue lower highs, lower lows. I could argue that the market's got downside bias now because it's underneath the 18-day average of closes, and it's put into play the 141.90 zone, the lower Bollinger Band. Momentum needs to tomorrow turn down. In other words, get down underneath now, right here, and get numbers under 51.10, its current reading. It's pretty neutral right here is the problem. If the market rallies, let's flip it around, and gets through this high that we have right here, and that number, by the way, was 145.27, it puts into play just 20 points higher, the upper Bollinger Band, but you'd be in an uptrend at that point. Difficult market to call here. And in the hogs, lower highs, lower lows, still very oversold. And obviously this market's going to look to see, can the president do anything with Chinese trade? Now, if you're like me, I don't know what you do to come up with your trades, but I read all day long. I'm looking for ideas, other people's thoughts. I don't need all my own. And I subscribe to services to get their thoughts, by the way. Some of them have pretty good ones, and it gets me on a track where I'm already looking at a chart pattern going, yeah, you should get more aggressive with that. Well, that's what I want to be to you. In the mornings at 8:30, I sit down at my computer. It could be in Chicago. It could be if I'm on the road. I do this almost every single Monday through Friday, and I'm going to review all these markets in a certain sequence for you. In them, I am able, my charts will look just like you're seeing. I will say buy here, sell there. This is what I think the pros are doing. This is why they're doing it. If there's a key report coming out, I'll give you ideas about that key report, the numbers, how the trade is looking at it, so on and so forth. But the idea is for me to be a sounding board. First thing in the morning, by 8:30, everything is open. The meets are open. I don't know what your preference is, but it's all up and going. It's right after the stock market is opened in New York. You've got the volume. Everything's moving through there. I make this affordable, folks. It's not easy. It's each day 15 minutes of recording, so it's not I just whip through them. I give you good at least what I think is good analysis, all right? What I certainly do is put the time and effort into it. Good, by the way, I just measure, am I doing my job? Not am I going to walk on water and every trade's a winner. They won't be. It just doesn't work that way. So if you'd like to try it, it's 30 days. In other words, about 22 business days for $7.95. If you're interested, give my staff a call, or you can go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. Under the words either research or education, you'll see morning subscriber video. Click that on, away you go. You don't need a coupon, and you can click here. By the way, I give away our mobile device, and you've seen me talk about this before. That's a $40 a month value. I just throw it into the package. It's that simple. So you're going to be able to work on an Android or the other, a push notification when my video comes out. Just hit it, and away you go. Can't be simpler. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.